What's up, YouTube? My name is Dee Silva, and I am a CDL instructor at Prime Incorporated. I want to take the moment to talk to you all about being a woman coming into this industry. Right now, I just got off work. I've been in trucking for 34 years. I drove for 30 years. In the last 4 years, I came into the training program at Prime Inc. in Springfield, Missouri. While you are watching my channel, could you please hit like and subscribe? And I want you to stay updated on all the things I'm going to be talking about as far as being a woman in this industry and being a widow in this industry, being a woman of a certain age coming into this industry. Here are some things that you need to think about. Are you the type of person who can handle being alone for long periods of time? These are things you need to start thinking about before you just say, hey, I want to get into it because I see all these other young ladies or older women coming into trucking and it looks like something that I can do. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that, but I need you to think about it a little bit further. Okay, number one, can you handle being alone for long periods of time? You are going to find yourself out there on the road, guys, and you're going to be away from your friends and family. And in the beginning, there's going to be this love affair with trucking because you're seeing all these new things. You're going to all these new places. All right. Another thing you need to think about, safety. Okay. Nobody really wants to talk about it. A lot of times we think that, if I'm a tough-skinned woman that I should be coming into trucking because I can see the potential for making all this money. Number one, you need to think about how you're going to come into this industry. Are you coming in to be a truck driver? Are you coming in to do some other job in the trucking industry? What do you want to do? And if you are going to come in as a woman trucker, how are you going to train? Are you going to go to a truck driving school where you can go home every night? Or are you going to go to a training program in another state, in another city, in case your city does not offer the opportunity to train? And if there's training available in your city, what are you going to do with your current place? Are you going to be a local driver? Are you going to be an over-the-road driver? What type of trucking are you going to do? So there's several ways that you can come into the trucking industry. I came in through a truck driving school in California. That training program allowed me to go home every night. My mother-in-law was keeping my kids in another city because I was going through a divorce. So I became a single parent and she agreed to keep my kids while I was in training. I went to this truck driving school while I was still with my ex-husband, who was a truck driver as well. He was over the road, but he was doing drugs with his co-driver, and I knew that our relationship was coming to an end and I had to stick to it. What are the challenges that you are currently facing that you need to clear up before you decide whether to go to a truck driving school and train? Are you going to go to a college and train? Are you going to go to your local unemployment office? They offer retraining for people who are not satisfied with their current position. You need to go and do that. If you're going to do that, you need to do that at the beginning of the month, because that's when these unemployment training programs are getting grant money, and they're allowed to help so many people to retrain in other areas. Let's say you're working in a warehouse, but you want to retrain and you want to become a truck driver. See if there's funds available for you to be able to cover your entire training. Otherwise, you can also train through companies. Now, the thing about training through a company is most of these companies that offer training, they are going to want you to work for them for at least a year so that you don't owe them any money. Otherwise, they are going to charge you a fee anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 for you to train if you leave early. The thing about training behind the wheel, when you are over the road, you got to consider you're going to get on the truck with a complete stranger, and that's going to feel some type of way. Here's another reality for you ladies. There is not always women trainers available to help you to get your CDL. There are more men in this industry than there are women, and so you got to think about how you're going to feel getting behind the wheel with a man. There are a lot of good male trainers for a lot of different companies that train, but here's the truth. There are also those other men who are not so good. And if you are put in an awkward situation, sexual harassment is something that you do have to think about. Even though I went to a truck driving school and I started off my career from a truck driving school, working my first job at a company, there were still sexual harassment issues that I had to deal with. I can't speak for the training program at Prime because I didn't train through Prime. I went to a truck driving school and I was able to go home every single day. So you have to think about, if I'm going to come in and I'm going to train through a training program with a male trainer, I am putting myself in a situation where I'm not so sure that I'm going to be safe. Then again, I might be. It's a gamble. Okay, I'm being 100% honest with you, and you have to think about this type of training and how it's going to. Another thing that you have to think about is what is the time frame that you are giving yourself to take care of your housing? Do you want to put all your things in storage? Oh, I like this vehicle right here. It's an SUV with an awning. I have one at home. Sidetrack. But anyway, so what are you going to do with your things? Are you going to hold on to your place? Are you going to put your things in storage? Are you planning to go over the road? If you're going over the road, you're going to be out there on the road more than you are at home. So do you want to maintain having a place to live? Is that financially feasible for you? Or is it going to be wisdom for you to pack up all your things and put them in storage? Don't just decide you want to just jump into this industry without thinking about all of these things. When the last company that I drove for was Prime, and while my husband and I were over the road together, we decided to put our things in storage because we found out after the first 3 or 4 months out there, we were never at home. And so it was more financially feasible for us not to be stressing over our finances and, paying rent, paying electricity bills, paying for a house phone, and all the things you would do when you live into your own place that would cause you stress, because now you're paying for all those things, but you're also paying to live your life out on the road. So think about that. If you put it in storage, what's it going to cost you? Is it cheaper for you to do that, or is it cheaper for you to be able to live in a place and that is more feasible, so that when you come off the road, you have your own place? Here's something that I did while I was out on the road. What I did while our stuff was in storage and I was ready to go on home time, I can go on home time anywhere in the country that I wanted. That's true for Swift. It's true for Prime. It's true for a lot of other companies. This is why you got to call these companies and do your homework, but I'll get to that in a minute. So when I was out on the road, I chose to, when I wanted to take home time, whatever state I was in, whether I was in my home state of California, or if I was somewhere in Florida or whatever, Springfield, Missouri, which is where I ended up deciding to live after a couple of years out on the road for Prime, I would get a hotel. What is the name of this hotel here? There are several hotels all over the country that have kitchens. You can cook. You can go get your groceries when you decide you want to take your home time, and you can, just shut down for a few days, cook yourself some meals, and it feels like you're in your own apartment. If you have a pet on the truck with you while you're out on the road, make sure that you're getting a hotel, if you decide to do what I did, that allow pets, because not all of these hotels will allow you to bring your pets into the hotel. So you got to take that into consideration. And technically, you are going to want to get out of that truck, ladies, because you are going to need time to be separated from your work. If you decide that you're going to do some over the road trucking, there's going to be times when you are absolutely going to be sick of being inside of that truck, even though you like this new career. You like being able to go to different places, see all these beautiful states. You're going to deal with a lot of things. So for your mental health, you're going to need to get out of the truck, and you're going to need to have someplace else to go other than being in your truck and just relax, take a bubble bath. Because remember, your lifestyle is going to change when you come into the trucking industry. It's going to change to the point where you're no longer going to do the things that you normally would do while you're out on the road. Your showers are no longer going to be at your house. You're going to be going to truck stops. You're going to be taking showers at truck stops that are cleaned by people who are not professional cleaners, and you're going to have to bring your own cleaning products in some cases, just to wipe down the facilities a little bit better. And you're coming into these truck stops where multiple drivers are taking showers. Now, hear me when I say this. I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm trying to give you some reality of what this lifestyle entails. It is a lifestyle. This is not over the road trucking or regional trucking. Is not, I'm in the truck for a week, I'm ready to go home, and then I go home. You're not going to make any money if that's what you decide to do. So you got to be prepared to come into this industry knowing that this is a lifestyle change, and you are going to have to adapt to getting conditioned to life on the road. Now let's talk about the truck that you decide to drive, or the company that you decide to drive, how you need to prepare your truck. So when you get your truck, this space needs to be both an office and a living space. All of that area behind you in the sleeper, you can see that I've tricked out my SUV. I have everything that I need if I want a car camp. Okay, so I have a bed back there. I have my truck fridge from when I was over the road. I have a portable toilet, and yes, you need to have a portable toilet on your truck, because there's going to be times when you're going to go to shippers and receivers, and they're not going to be able to load your truck as quickly as you thought, and you're going to run out of hours to drive, and you're going to have to park on that shipper and receiver's property. What if that shipper and receiver doesn't give you access to their restrooms when they shut down at the end of the night? So you may end up spending the night in your truck, and while you're spending the night in your truck, you have nowhere to go pee. Think about it. You can cook in your truck. You can have a fridge in your truck. You can have a microwave. You can have other appliances that will allow you to be able to feed yourself. But you also need to be able to go to the restroom, ladies. This is going to be important. We're not out here trying to get no bladder infections, and the possibility of that is very, very real. All right. So when you get your truck, you need to completely outfit your truck for survival mode. Driving over the road is like continuously camping, right? You want to have the means to cook or eat. You want to have warm clothing. You want to have clothing that is for cold temperatures. You want to have clothing that is for summertime or springtime. A little bit of everything on your truck. You need to have personal hygiene products, because in the event that you can't get a shower, because you wake up, you're at that shipper or receiver, they finish loading you, and there's no truck stops near you, and you don't have time to actually take a shower. Now you've got to drive for miles and miles to get to a truck stop, if you have time between your next pickup or your next delivery, to stop and take a truck shower. So in the event that you are not able to do that, you need to have wipes. You need to have the ability to have some water on your truck, some type of basin where you can do, a little wash up so you don't show up anywhere stinky. There is nothing worse than getting behind a driver who shows up at a shipper or receiver and they smell. And women, we have odors. Why? Because we have periods. Some of you are going through menopause. You're going to go through all these things while you're out there on the road, depending on your age. And so you need to come ready with the products that you need to be able to take care of that when it happens. So having a porta potty is going to be huge. It doesn't mean that you got to let that thing fill up with a ton of urine and to where it's smelling in your truck. There are products that you can buy that will help you to eliminate the odors. Temu, if you go on Temu and you go into their camping section, there's all kinds of things that will help you to outfit your truck. You can get sleeping bags on there, comforters, pillows, a porta potty. You can get a truck fridge, the kind that opens from the top instead of one that looks like an apartment fridge. But if you get that, that is perfectly fine as well. But you got to be able to get on that truck and outfit that truck for this new lifestyle. I will continue this in the next video. You guys be blessed and be safe out there. So before you start driving, make sure that you are thinking about how you're going to set up your truck. You're going to make it cute. You're going to make it comfortable. You're going to make it a place that you enjoy being. You're going to have nice smells in there. All the things that you were doing while you were out there, you can do that in a truck. All right. I'm going to continue this conversation in the next video. Bye.